Guys, you don't have vision, mission, values, which, I'm not talking about your like wallpaper vision, mission, values. I'm talking about nobody here knows why the hell they are here.
How people say having a corporate job is a waste of time, but how much you would learn and how much you learn to build a team and how much you learn to apply those lessons to real estate investing. Could you maybe talk a little bit, because a lot of the investors out there never went to college, never worked in the corporate, and they don't know what they're missing, because corporate America, higher education will teach you things. And you made a post recently, I don't remember what it was, but about the lessons you would learn and how it sets you up for this.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I always talk about the pie chart. So at Comerica, we had this pie chart that we would get every month. The company would send us and it would say, this is how we've paid you so far year to date. You got your slice for the wages, you got your slice for the bonuses, you got your slice for this, but there was always a slice that was for training and education. Okay, and I was a second level vice president. There were 3 levels of vice presidents. Actually, I was a 3rd level. I say that out loud. I was a grade 37. I'll never forget that. So I was a 3rd level vice president. So
grade 37.
A grade 37, and so I had probably even more leadership and sales training than the common, right? There. But so that pie was always pretty big. And I always looked at this while I was employed there as this like overinflated thing that they did to make us feel good as employees. So when I left corporate and my wife had scaled her law firm to $10 million in revenue annually, but her and her partners were talking to me about their problem, and their biggest problem was people. They had 3 turnovers a week. They had 50 employees. They had built this thing as an enterprise, but they were attorneys. I mean, at their core, they didn't go through corporate. They didn't learn all this stuff, so they couldn't figure out why they had so high of a turnover. So I got in there. I assessed everything for them. I was like, guys, you don't have vision, mission, values, which, I'm not talking about your like wallpaper vision, mission, values. I'm talking about nobody here knows why the hell they are here. Nobody understands. They know their task and they do their task. They don't understand how it flows through the pipeline to affect everything. You haven't done a performance evaluation in 3 years. Nobody's gotten a raise in 3 years. That's why. Like, nobody knows their purpose. And so you guys have to fix this problem. And so these are just things that I learned through, and it made me so grateful. What I thought was 101, I realized a common entrepreneur doesn't think that far through. They're in the hustle, they're in the grind, they're in the grow this business, right? And so it really made me super grateful for my corporate days and what I had learned and taken from it. So for all the social media stuff that I say, hurry up and get the hell out of corporate as fast as you can. Yeah, but embrace it while you are there, because it teaches you everything.
One thing I'll respond to that is and I've talked about this before, is when you're in the entrepreneur real estate world, you're in this bubble, because you have masterminds like Boardroom, you have networking events, you have this ecosystem to learn. But it's almost like going to Chamber of Commerce events or seeking like an MBA program or continuing education outside the bubble is just not a thing. And then ever since I've migrated from real estate into more of media, it's been hitting me in like the last year, like, oh God, you're an idiot. Why aren't you pursuing these other programs? So I've been like a wild, crazy man, just trying to attract or go after these different programs that like taking a City Hall 101 course for the city of Frisco, or trying to pursue a leadership training with one of the Commerce, or pursuing an MBA at SMU. And I would challenge real estate investors to do the same, because if you stay in that bubble, you are going to learn a lot in those masterminds. But like what you just said, that lesson that you learned at Comerica, you're probably not going to get that at a real estate
100%.
mastermind.
100%.